Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday. This is September 11th, 2018. My goodness. 17 years ago today. I was running down the street in New York City. Fulton Street, St. John's. The first plane had hit. I hadn't gotten off the subway yet. But when I stepped out, I could smell some acrid smoke. And people looking up, and I'm looking up because they're looking up, and there's not a cloud in the sky. I'm like, okay, what are we looking for? Somebody kind of said something like, oh, there was some small plane that hit the building. I'm like, okay, there's only 1 trillion of them surrounding me. But I got more of a explanation when I got upstairs on my job on the 9th floor. Mind you, I am 2 blocks away from the World Trade Center. But they tell me that a small prop plane or something had hit the World Trade Center, one of the World Trade Centers. And I'm like, what? How does that happen? I mean, there was not a cloud in the sky. Do you hear me? Not a cloud in the sky. And as I go to the window to see it, I immediately could see this huge gaping hole with all this billowing smoke. Excuse me, I just woke up, so my pipes are not what they should be. And raining down is all this paper and stuff still. I'm like, excuse me, this is not a little Cessna prop plane that hit that building. Look at that huge hole. You could fit the Titanic through that thing. No sooner did I say that, and I go back to my desk, and we're all like, well, what the hell? You know, everyone's talking and click-clacking, and, you know. Then the next plane hits. I didn't hear anything, but I heard this loud boom, and then my building shook like that. Just shaking. People who were at the window looking at the situation, they come running, screaming and crying, and they're coming towards me, and I'm like, oh, hell to the no. They said the second plane hit. Oh my gosh. I go back and look a little bit, and I see more smoke, and now the flames, a ball of flame, orange flames. And I still couldn't get it. I'm like, well, okay, what the hell is going on? Somebody grabbed me by my shoulders and said, John, don't you get it? We're being attacked. We're being attacked. I'm like, by who? And they said something like, Al-Qaeda. And I'm like, what the hell is an Al-Qaeda? The only thing I know of a cicada, I know that it's a bug, it's an insect. What's an Al-Qaeda? And what the hell did we do to them? What is their beef? I didn't get it. And to this day, I feel really sad because there was a woman, an Islamic woman, and she had her hair garb on, and I turned to her. And I said something like, you all finally did it. You finally did it. Are you happy now? And she was just looking at me so sad and so afraid because she knew that her world had changed. Our world had changed. I later apologized to her because she's the nicest woman. I never had a problem with her. And she understood. She said, oh, I know, I understand. You know, we're all out of our comfort zone. Woo! So while our, having said that, while management was trying to decide what the hell to do, I and other people of color decided what we were going to do. And we're leaving. And I had a shirt and tie and some hard shoes on because we were supposed to take a test that day, an exam. And I said, you know what? I am not walking. They said, well, the subways are closing down. I said, I am not walking across Brooklyn Bridge in these hard hills. These hard hills. I'm sorry. Ain't happening. I said, I'm going to try to get on get on a train. And I remember supervisor telling me, you're not getting on those trains. You're going to get caught on it. And I'm thinking him, bump you. I'm getting on the damn train. I paid to rent my house. So I went down to the number 2 train, and a number 6 train pulled up. Now, that, like, never happens. I knew then. I said, oh, Lord. I hopped on that train. It was going in the direction I needed to go. And I will never forget, you could drop a pin in there, and it was so quiet, and everyone looking like deer in headlights. And then people start talking and telling their stories. We don't talk to each other in New York. We don't do it. We were, are you okay? Some people had stuff stuff on them, smelled like stuff. I don't know. It was crazy. Then as we're getting close to Brooklyn, because I lived in Park Slope, Brooklyn, I'm hearing stories of, oh my God, there's a ton of them in the sky attacking, and one plane crashed in Pennsylvania, and another one's on its way to the White House, and I'm like, oh, hell no. By the time I got to Brooklyn, which usually doesn't take but 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I finally got there and I looked towards the direction. All I saw was a huge billowing smoke. I didn't see any buildings. I'm like, where the hell are the buildings? And they told me they came down, they crashed. What? They crashed. All of a sudden, these warplanes start flying over. They're just a little too late. Hello? These warplanes flying over. The smoke was billowing over in this direction. It was crazy. Then I got home, showered, got into some shorts and flip-flops and a tank top, had lunch. People, it was a mass exodus of people coming over Brooklyn Bridge, going down Flatbush Avenue, passing me. They were full of crap. They had white stuff on them and smelled like who did it and what for. Oh my God. I was hugging people that I didn't even like. There was people who I didn't even like who worked with me, and I'm like, oh, you poor thing. Oh my God. I'll never forget, I was walking. I went over to Prospect Park, which is right across the street from where I live. And I never forget, I was walking around just talking to people, and all of a sudden this truck backfired. Oh my God. I literally took off like Sister Patrilla in The Flying Nun. It was crazy. This was our Pearl Harbor. It really was. They caught us so off guard. After a week, we had to go back. And there was no electricity. They had all these huge turbine trucks. There were cables everywhere. There was newscasters everywhere. There was the smell. You could smell death. Because, I mean, that pit that used to be the World Trade Center was on fire, still burning after a week. I mean, think about it. All that fuel, all those papers, all asbestos, everything. I said, why are we back here? This is insane. I said, this smell that I'm smelling is cancerous. I knew this. And come to find out to this day, it's true. And people are still dying. Service dogs are still dying. Or died off. I mean, well, they're not here now. That was 17 years ago. But you know what I'm saying. Oh my God. I'll never forget it. 9/11. May they continue to rest in peace. Amen.